Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, back with another video for you, back with another reaction. We're going to look at something a little bit different here. It's a documentary about Novak Djokovic. And it's him walking through his neighborhood village. It's always cool to see where the stars came from. One of the greatest tennis players. Let's go ahead and YouTube and simmer and check him out walking through where he came from, his old stomping grounds.
Right now, we're coming into the playground area where we used to spend a lot of time, and you might want to check that out. That's our grandpa. That's me in the middle, and Jelena Genčić on the left. And
Coach.
It's basically made just under the apartment where we just did an interview.
Oh, really?
That's Grandpa's apartment right there, first floor. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really, really nice.
And we should introduce your brother.
My brother Jole,
He looks like
most handsome of the three brothers.
As well as your close friend
good-looking
and
fellas.
best man at your
Yes,
wedding?
best man and best friend Nevin, who actually also grew up in this building, and his apartment is just on the opposite end, the same floor. So they were the first neighbors actually.
It's kind of cool, man. It's kind of cool to see, stars in the element. You understand what I mean? This guy's got a friend that he grew up with in the same building. I don't even have a friend around that I grew up with in my village. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing or anything like that. And this guy is like, boom. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is the guy. He was the best man in my wedding. I didn't even have a best man in my wedding. My ex-wife's friend was there. But that's kind of cool. That makes him more human. You understand what I mean? Let's keep watching it. It's kind of cool here. I like this.
We met when we were, what, 12?
12
years old.
12 years
And it was
old.
about the time of the war, time of the bombings, actually. We used to spend the time in shelters a lot. That's how we connect.
So how about the most trouble this guy got into growing up? The best story each of you guys have.
we don't have that much time. But we all used to play here in this street, the playground right here, little football, soccer pitch here, and basketball, hide and seek.
He played everything when he was young.
Every possible outdoor social game that you can think of, we played it. Game, sport, whatever. I remember falling down on my knees so many times in this football pitch here. I mean, football court, so many times. I don't know how my knees stayed, healthy.
You should just come here with whatever sport you would like to play and just
invent.
Find an empty spot. Yeah.
We were improvising it with everything, right? And
man.
we would use walls of this building, our building here. I mean, no one would be complaining because.
Listen. This man is describing my childhood right there. You know what I'm saying? Just find a pitch and play ball. You understand what I mean? Like I played tennis too. There was a tennis court right next to the basketball court in the city where I played. And it's all outdoors, just like this. You know what I mean? And we just played. We played badminton out there too. You know what I mean? We played soccer there. You know what I mean? The ladies played netball there. We played cricket there. We played any outdoor sport you could think of. We played in those little pitches, like he's talking about here. You know what I mean? That makes it seem even more human. And we can see even more like, hey, this man is talking about stuff that I did when I was a kid. You understand what I'm saying? We're not that different,
The best thing you want to see as an adult, as a parent, especially as kids being outside playing with the ball. I mean, unless we really start breaking windows, then that would be an issue, because that happened as well. especially these two windows. I think I
Yeah.
broke them twice each.
You did?
Yeah, with tennis balls, with football, with basketball.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah, of course. Well, we get in trouble big time, but then we would run. 'Cause it's big area, so we would not come back for a few hours. Maybe I can hit a few balls here.
Sure.
Oh, stop playing, homie. Stop playing. I used to do this with a
That
tennis
feels
racket,
nice.
to the tennis ball, just hit it against a wall like that. You look like you was a
does it,
mischievous
bring
little
back
kid.
memories?
Oh my gosh, it feels so good.
Does it?
Honestly, it does. It does. It's just like, I mean, it feels completely different now, but it makes me feel so happy, and that's something I really would take away as the highlight of my childhood is always spending time outdoors, playing sports, socializing, and that's what I wish to see actually a little bit more with generation nowadays, to be honest.
School?
School. Yes, let's hit the road. We're in front of the primary school Bora Stankovic, where we all went to this school. So it's very close to where we live. We used to spend a lot of time, obviously, here in this outdoor area as well, playing around, sitting. As we were growing older, we were less fooling around there, but more kind of like being cool and sitting on these steps and just observing the younger crowd.
So did he pick on you a lot growing up?
Yeah, actually,
Not as much as
I got
Marco.
I got picked by Marco quite a bit.
What about by Novak?
Not that much, because when I was growing up, he was traveling quite a bit, and we didn't have enough time to bond and for him to pick up on me so much. So yeah,
Sad
I
story.
get I guess now is the time actually.
No, now
That's
I
why-
Making up
now
for
now
last time.
now so this guy.
now I'm not brave enough because he's stronger than me now physically, so I'm I'm just admiring my brother rather than picking up on him.
Oh, that was short and sweet. Maybe there's a second interview, but that was that like that. You understand what I mean? That I'm saying, dude. Just him talking about his childhood and being outdoors and stuff. I remember my childhood being outdoors and stuff, running around. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, there was this this street called Williamson Road, and it was actually a hill. And if we weren't playing cricket, going to the Presentation Brothers College pitch and play cricket and soccer and tennis and stuff, what we would do is we would get these boards and we would get candles and we would wax the bottom of it and we go at the top of Williamson Road, lay down on these boards and slide down that road. You know what I mean? Just like mischievous little stuff like that. This guy's talking about that here. You understand what I mean? And it's kind of cool to see him in that light because when you watch him play, he's intense. He's focused. You know what I mean? One of the guys that watch my videos here, he's now on my Facebook page. He sent me a video of him listening to music, and he was smiling. And I remember sitting back to him saying, "He's smiling here because I watched a lot of his games." And he didn't smile a whole lot during his games. I know he did sometimes, but most of the times he was just focused, and he was like, he's out there for I hate to say the word kill, but you know what I'm saying. He had that competitive fervor going, and he was focused. So this was kind of cool to see. But that makes me think of, I tell you what, man, that's one thing I'm going to do. When I go back to the island, I am going to take you guys to places where I played cricket, places where I went to school, because when I went to secondary school, my secondary school was pretty much on the same block that I lived on. So it took me like 2 minutes to walk to school. It was right down the street from there. You know what I mean? Hopefully that building is still standing. And in the primary school that I went to, I would walk to school. It was that close, but oh, it was such a beautiful walk. And along the way, we would climb people's fences and go raid the mango trees, the plum trees, and, you know, all that cool stuff that we used to do. There was this one older guy who had this mango tree. And I never used to climb the tree. I used to be the one standing in the bottom catching the mangoes as they set it down and put it in the bag. So I never got caught. I was quick too. You know, and the old man would make a big fuss about us stealing his mangoes, blah, blah, blah. But it was like a game because he would know when we get off school. We got off school at 3 p.m. And he wouldn't say anything. He knew, he saw us climbing the fence and stuff. He saw us climbing the fence and stuff, but he was sitting in his window peeping to see, you know. And when one of the kids is up in the tree, he would come bolting out with a stick, you know, you little ragamuffins, you little scoundrels, get out of my yard. And he's swinging a stick and stuff, and we would all take off. But, you know, I would have the mangoes dug in my shirt like that and running and laughing and stuff like that. And that was like an everyday thing, you know what I mean? And he lived alone. I don't know if anybody used to come there and talk to him or anything. I never saw anybody but him in there. So that it was like a little game we played, you know, just childhood stuff. Take you guys there, show you guys that stuff and all of that, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. And I'm gonna also show you guys, they were talking about he grew up around 12 when the wars were happening and stuff there. Well, I'll show you places uh where I was during the revolution and invasion and things that happened that I witnessed and I see. I'll show you guys that stuff too when I get back there and I start doing that content. So this got me fired up to get there, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed seeing him in his own element and not just on a tennis court, because a tennis court is all I've seen him on. So humanize him to the core, y'all. Humanize him to the core. This was really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this because I so did listening to him. You know what I mean? I like the fact that he's actually walking the streets where he walks, showing the apartments where he lived and grew up. I would like to hear. I wonder if he's got an autobiography, like a book that he wrote, because you know he's going to go more in depth into the times when he, you know, during the wars and how he was as a kid, how he coped and all of that stuff. That would be a good story to read and or listen to. So comment down below. Tell me if he's got an autobiography or a book written about his life, because I'd like to get it to read it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And if you guys enjoyed this, drop a like on the video. Don't forget the merch, man. Don't forget the merch. You know what I mean? Any proceeds from the merch is going to go towards the journey to getting back to the island, to bring you guys that content of me, where I grew up, what life was like. I'm telling you, I was going to enjoy it because I will walk the same paths that I walked to get to school. From every place that I live and stuff like that, I will also walk the paths where revolutionary stuff happened and show you guys there, like the Fort George, where a lot of the craziness happened during the second revolution and stuff like that. So you understand what I mean? So check out the merch. Any proceeds will go towards fulfilling that journey and take, you know, will go help, you know, because, you know, I'm doing other stuff too to get there. But hope you guys are having a great day, a great life. You want to take care of each other. Let's try to bring some peace to the world. Make everybody human, like, you know what I'm saying?